Let's talk about heavy hop. 10-minute AMRAP, 40 wall balls followed by 15 burpee box jump overs. Because of the length of the workout, 10 minutes, it is borderline being what we would consider a all out or a push workout. For most people, do not be surprised if your heart rate is pushing 90% plus on this one. Uh, Wall balls and especially the burpee box jumps will inevitably spike all of our heart rates. So let's talk about how we can pace this and make sure that we get in a sufficient amount of work. So for the 40 wall balls, this is a lot of wall balls for most people, and they're going to need to be broken up into probably two, maybe even three sets as you get into like definitely as you get into that second or third round. Obviously, we just got done doing interval 6 that had the rounds of 25 wall balls on there. So that should give you a good idea of how many wall balls you can do close to unbroken with particular weight. So it's important to go in here with a strategy to break up the wall balls or at least to manage the wall balls. All right. Going directly from 40 wall balls into 15 burpee box jump overs is going to spike your heart rate. There's absolutely no doubt about it. All right. So making sure that we're taking our time, taking breaths. Whenever we're doing burpees, the best way to keep our heart rate down is to have a breathing strategy for each rep. All right. So for a lot of people, what this might mean, it might be either jumping or stepping back, lowering to the ground, taking a big breath in and out on the ground, standing up because you will be jumping on the box, taking a big jump up onto the box, and then taking a breath on top of the box. From there, you'll step back down, take another breath, go back down to the ground of burpee and take another breath. All right. So as you're going through these burpee box jumps, we really want you focusing on your breathing, especially during that first round. Because what happens if we don't focus in on our breathing during the first round is the minute you go back to the second set of wall balls, you're going to realize how high your heart rate is. Now, when we talk about like something being like a lactate threshold type workout, right? This is a place where we can train, we can train our bodies to move as fast of a pace as possible without generating more lactic acid that our body or lactate that our body can utilize for energy. All right. Working as intensity is going to allow for some better recovery. It's also going to allow us to keep our technique throughout the workout for longer. Right. So when you come off that first set of burpee box jumps, heart rate is going to be spiked. You go and you grab that wall ball. What you're probably going to notice is that your accuracy, right? Most importantly, your accuracy decreases. Like you might do that first wall ball and it either didn't make it to the line, right? Or maybe it just kind of sputtered up against the wall and came right back down at you. And those are all things that happen when our heart rate has just gone too high and we don't no longer have the ability to control our motor pattern the way that we want to, right? So after you get off those burpee box jumps, take a few big breaths, have a strategy to go into those wall balls and try to maintain a pace on your wall balls that allows you to keep your heart rate at a reasonable place here. So with heavy hop, push intensity, but don't be surprised if you have moments or like honestly the entire workout where your heart rate goes up into that all out zone. If you want to really try to keep yourself at a push level of intensity here, what I would recommend is rather than focusing on doing 40 wall balls and 15 burpee box jump overs would be to break this up into time increments. All right. So rather than doing 40 wall balls, you'll say to yourself, I'm going to do 2 minutes of wall balls, right? And maybe within those 2 minutes, you'll do 20 seconds of wall balls with a 10-second rest. You'll do that 4 times. And then you'll go to your burpee box jumps and you'll do a minute of burpee box jumps utilizing the breathing strategy that we talked about. All right. That's a really great way to work on your pacing and make sure that you don't burn out too early in this workout and to make sure that you can adequately recover to train later on in the week.